Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars, and welcome to another of my misunderstood movie reviews. These are reviews where I like to shine a light on movies that upon release were ignored by audiences or critics and weren't particularly well liked by either or one or the other. However, there are movies that I particularly like and I think deserve a second chance by audiences, and the movie I've chosen today is the 2012 action sports comedy Here Comes the Boom, that is directed by Frank Karaki, who has directed Adam Sandler films in the past, and Adam Sandler is a producer on this film, and it stars Adam Sandler's cohort, you could say, Kevin James. I know, stay there, don't run away. I kind of feel the same about Kevin James for a lot of his movies. So we have Kevin James in this film, we have Salma Hayek, we have Henry Winkler, the legendary Henry Winkler. Joe Rogan makes an appearance, and Bas Rutten as well, the legendary UFC fighter. Now this is a film that focuses on Kevin James's character, who is an unmotivated teacher called Scott Voss, who's working in like a downtrodden school. His budget's struggling really badly, and he's lost his passion for teaching. However, due to the budget constraints of the school, the head teacher decides he's got to make some cutbacks, and the cutbacks that he makes will mean that the music department, that is run by Henry Winkler, who's very passionate about his job and music, and his wife has just become pregnant even though he's very old, the music department is going to get cut and he's going to lose his job. And Kevin James makes a stand, and he's not happy about this. So he vows to raise the funds, and they're going to need $48,000 in order to save the music department. And the only idea he can come up with, and he gets this through trying to make a bit of extra money. He's doing night classes for students to teach English and American citizenship sort of thing. And one of his students is Bas Rutten's character, who has come over from the Netherlands to become an American citizen, who also teaches mixed martial arts. And he gets the idea, because he was actually a very talented wrestler when he was younger, that he can do mixed martial arts to make some money. And the idea is he can take these fights and lose. He's not bothered about winning initially, he just wants to make money even by losing the fights. And Bas Rutten agrees to train him as long as he gets extra tutelage for his American citizenship. So that's essentially the movie. It's Kevin James becoming a mixed martial artist in order to raise funds to save the music department at school. Salma Hayek plays like the school nurse who Kevin James has got a crush on, and she really wants to help as well. So there's like that's the love interest for the film. There's like a blossoming relationship goes on throughout the movie here. So that's the movie in a nutshell, basically. Now, it says a lot about this film for me that I've seen this film now about 4 or 5 times. Now, I wouldn't keep going back to a film if I didn't enjoy it, and I find this film to be highly entertaining and fun. It's really well made. Kevin James I think this is probably my favourite role I've ever seen him in. Kevin James, he plays a really good character. He's got a real arc as well in the film. He's got great chemistry with Salma Hayek and Henry Winkler, who is the star of the film for me. Henry Winkler, he's just fantastic in this film. And Bas Rutten as well, who isn't an actor, is absolutely fantastic in this movie. So the cast here are all sparking, they're all on form, and you really are rooting for Kevin James's character in this film. You're really rooting for him. There's some really fun moments in the film, genuinely funny moments in the film as well, that I'm not going to spoil if you haven't seen it. Now, with most sports comedy films in particular, there's usually a problem when the sporting event comes along, because they lose the comedy and it becomes a drama. And that is kind of the problem with this film a little bit, but not so much, because you've got to like this character so much and you're rooting for him so much. By the end of this film, you're so invested in this fight at the end of the film when he gets his chance actually in the UFC, that you're totally invested in it, and you kind of forget that it becomes a comedy. But what I really like about it is, like, in between the rounds, they do throw some comedy in there, like between Henry Winkler and Baz Rutten, the dynamic between them, and so they do manage to keep it light and stuff. It's a really well made and well constructed film, this, and I've just watched it recently again with my wife and son, and my son, who is a kickboxer, he's a brown belt at kickboxing, had never seen this film, and he absolutely loved it. He really enjoyed it. So I think for everybody I've watched this film with, they've always enjoyed it. So I would say, put away your issues with Kevin James, because we all have them. I've got them. I've seen some absolute stinker of films with Kevin James in. But he genuinely got in great shape for this film. He put a lot of time and effort into this film, and he really was, in real life, a very talented amateur wrestler in college in America. And I remember reading Mick Foley's autobiography, and if you don't know who Mick Foley is, he was Mankind in the WWE, and I've read his autobiography 2 or 3 times actually. And he mentions in his autobiography, I'm sure it's either his first or his second one, that Mick Foley was at the same college as Kevin James, and they wrestled on the same team. And he does make mention in his autobiography that Kevin James was a very talented wrestler. He just went in a different direction. He went down the acting route and comedy route, but he could have easily have become a professional wrestler, probably. So the skills are there. It's genuine. He puts a lot of effort into it. It's a really well made film. It's fun, it's light, and there are some genuine laughs in here. Is it perfect? No, of course it's not perfect, but I think if you really want to watch a Kevin James film and see actually what he's all about when he is at his best, check out Here Comes the Boom. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. It's a really good, reasonably well made family film that I think deserves a second chance by audiences, especially if you like a good, like, sports comedy film as well. So that is my misunderstood movie review for Here Comes the Boom. Of course, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button, and of course I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.